Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Today's piece of content comes straight off the back of what am I doing? What am I saying? The first thing that is the most important to all the star-crossed lovers out there, happy Valentine's. I was going to say Halloween then. For some of you it may be a bit of a nightmare, some of the kinky stuff you'll be getting up to tonight. Yes, happy Halloween. Oh, tits, I'm going to have to do that again. Shoot. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now before we start, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all definitely well. If you catch my drift, like sections, yeah. Anyway, so this comes off the back of a piece of content I made a few weeks ago where we were looking at illuminating objects that are useful so that you can be seen. We all keep flashlights with us and it's great to be able to point and to see what you want to look at, but there are a lot of circumstances where it's very good and important that you can be seen in the dark. One of the ones that was on there was the Olight Gobers. So we had a look at this version. This is the smaller black version, which I suppose you'd call this the standard kit, but they also do a dog kit or a dog walking kit. So I had just a few comments just asking the differences between the two, so I thought we'd have another look at these today. As it's Valentine's Day, there is an Olight sale on, so of course I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from the Olight sale. But for now, let's take a closer look at these Gobers. Okay, so here we have a collection of Gobers, or a gobble of Gobers, maybe? There you go. Let's move on swiftly. What I'll do is I'll put this one down. So we have had a quick look at this one in the past. I'll leave a link here to the content that I showed this one on, but hopefully you'll be able to see that we have two of these clips, and this one it will fit into there, but with the dog walking variant. So this is kind of the standard variant and this is the dog walking variant, but everything that you get with this one, or at least everything that you get here, is included with this one. So I'm just going to pop that one down, but again, really just for illustration purposes, this is the black version. It doesn't affect any of the lights or the type of lights that are on the inside. It's just purely cosmetic, but there's plenty of different colors if there's a color that you prefer. So I'm just gonna, let's put these aside. So what you get is you get this clip. So if you needed to clip this onto anything, you can clip it on so that you can be seen in the dark, which is great. Oh, we're just gonna out of focus there for a second. So you get these clips. And these are super useful. The way that this works is it's like a bayonet fastening on the back. So hopefully you'll be able to see here on the male section there are two prongs there, and then on the female section you'll be able to see that they line up as you push it in. So you push it in, give it a twist, and then that locks into place. The clip itself also has, if I pull this apart, can you see just in there is an extra little tooth. I've been running with these, not this version actually, I've been running with the black version. I run with these in the morning, and that extra tooth there gives it an incredibly good purchase on your clothing. So whether you're fitting it onto a waistband or whether you're literally just pinching a bit of clothing and putting it through there, that tooth just really kind of has a solid hold onto that. But, oh, dropped it. But whether you get the dog walking version that I have here, or whether you have one of the standard versions, you do get one of these clips included, which I'm just going to put down there. With this being the dog walking version, you have this nice little carabiner that you can put onto your dog, and then there is a little D-ring here as well. Now included in here you also get a USB Type-C cable so that you can charge this. It is a USB Type-C cable charger, and it charges both of them. You also get a tiny little screwdriver, so that you can unfasten this D-ring, because this section, this middle unit here that holds these two on here, What you can do is this will actually split in half once you take this the D-ring out. So if I hold this, hopefully you can see into there, and you'll be able to see that there's just a wee gap on the inside. So should you need to, you can open this up and it will perfectly fit an air tag in there. You can close it back up again. So if your dog is one of those dogs, you know, the type that likes to run off and hasn't got a particularly good recall, then you can add an air tag in here and hopefully you'll be able to find them, yeah, wherever they've gone. But the Gobers themselves, so the main difference between the standard kit and this dog walking kit is you get 2 Gobers as part of it, and it's not that much more difference in price. I think the standard one is about £14 or £15, and the dog walking version is about £19-20, which is roughly the equivalent in euros and dollars. It's roughly about 19 to 20 euros or dollars, but you do get 2 of these, which I think this is really good value for money. The way in which these work, hopefully you'll be able to see here on the top, here is your lens with a reflector in there, and then on the inside you can see at, let's say, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock here, there are your LEDs on the inside. On the back, this is where the male the male bayonet section is, so that you can push it onto, whether it's on the clip or it's on the little unit that holds the 2. And then behind this really good plug, now I will say that the seal on this is excellent, so you can push this in and it will make sure that it stays in place, and there's a good solid kind of air lock on there, so if you're concerned about this getting wet, then you certainly don't need to worry too much about that. I don't think these can be submerged, but when you're out and about, especially if you've got a dog that's running through puddles and stuff, you definitely don't need to worry. Then on the inside here, as I already mentioned, you get an included USB Type-C cable, but you have you have a USB Type-C charging port in there. And the opposite one is exactly the same. These, although these are 2 units in the same, the actual same pack, they're both identical. There isn't a left or a right or anything like that. So you have the same charging port here on that side as well, and you get quite a lot of use out. I mean, so I've ran for a good few months with these and not needed to charge them at all, or at least the black one. Sorry, I've been running with the black one. The user interface on here is just this single button here on the top. So what you have is you have a collection of presses, long presses and double presses. So while it's off like this, you just need to hold it down, and then hopefully you'll see that it will turn on, and it will remember which previous mode that it's on. So at the moment it's on the strobe mode. If you then want to go through the different colours, so you have red, green, blue and white. At the moment it's on red. If you give it a single click, it will change to green. You can see that it's still flashing. Another click, it will change to blue. And then should you want the white mode, you can do another mode, you do another click, and then it will change. You do a long press then if you want to turn it off. Oh, hold on. I didn't do it long enough. You do a long press to turn it off. There you go. Sorry. And then a long press again and it will turn it back on. So we're on green, let's go to blue, let's go to white, and let's put it back on red. It's fairly simple actually. I don't think it really needs to be anything that's like extravagant or complicated. There are 2 options as far as the different modes are concerned as well. So at the moment we have it in its flashing, or I suppose you wouldn't really call it a strobe, it's probably more like a beacon mode. But if you want to put it into a constant, you do a double click and it will turn it into its constant mode. When it's in constant mode again, it's a single quick press and you'll be able to cycle through all of the different settings, or at least all of the different colours. There is a funky disco mode as well, so hopefully you'll notice you've got red, green, blue, white. When it's in its constant mode, if you press it again, it will put it into funky disco mode where you've got red, green and blue. I will say I've often forgotten that this is here, mainly because this is flashing. So you'd assume that when you're in the flashing mode like this, that you'd press it and you go green, you go blue, you go white. This must be where the funky disco mode is, but the funky disco mode isn't in here. It's not in the flashing mode, it's in the constant mode, which I'm splitting hairs on that one. It's not a difficult one to remember, but there have been a few times when I've gone, yeah, let's go Funky Disco, and tried to find Funky Disco and can't find Funky Disco because it's in the constant mode. I probably said Funky Disco way too much there, but if I turn this one on, so we're in flash, I can do double press and that will put it into constant, and then I can do exactly the same, cycle through all of these, and then we've got extra Funky Disco mode. And then we can do this one. Let's turn this one on. So we need to go into constant. We're in blue, white, and then we get extra Funky Disco mode, which sometimes a fella can have too much Funky Disco, and that's the Moreland family motto. A fella can have too much Funky Disco. But there you go. I generally do find these really useful. Just having them on you, being able to clip these to a bag, being able to clip these to my dog, especially one of them loves to go chasing squirrels. Unfortunately, whippets don't have the best recall, and people go, oh, you need to train them properly, but they're absolute little, yeah. Anyway. So yeah, it's great having this on here. It does rattle around a bit, but for the hooning through bushes that they've done, these have never come off. They do have a good lock in there with that bayonet lock, and you can do the bayonet either way. So you can turn it, you can put it in, and you can turn it clockwise, or you can put it in and you can turn it anti-clockwise, whichever you choose. I find generally if you do one clockwise and one anti-clockwise, when you give them a good twist, it will make sure that they're on there. But also, if you're walking at night and you want to put this on a pack, or maybe if you're out camping and you want to put this maybe where the tents are or on top of a tent, so that you can maybe have guy lines that you want to make sure that are easy to see. There are a lot of different uses that you can use these Gobers for, and hopefully you can see that the uses and applications of these are only limited by your own imagination, really. Now, I definitely highly recommend the Gobers, mainly because I think there is a constant use, especially through the winter. There is a constant use for one of these. I actually prefer, that's not to say that the OG kind of standard Gober isn't value for money, but I think with the fact that with the dog walking version that you get two, plus you get the little cradle and you still get a clip, the value that you get for these, I think, is exceptional. I would mention at the beginning of this, yes, there is an Olight sale, so I will leave all of the links below so that you can see more from those. Pick up some of these. Did I mention it? I think I mentioned it, but yeah, this is the one that I've also been running with as well, and being able to clip this to me. It's on there nice and secure. I generally, when I'm running, I make sure that I'm in an area that is well lit, but should I need to be seen, or just having the security that I will be easier to see. Certainly for the price of these, I'm trying to think, oh, it's gone out of my mind. They're about £14–15, which will probably be similar in euros, kind of 14–15 euros or dollars. I think these are great to pick up, and yeah, so there you go, these are the Gobers. Yeah, links are all below. I'd like to thank Olight for sending these to me. So full disclosure, they did send me these, but they also said if you don't like them, then say you don't like them. But having used these before on that other piece of content, I can see why there were more people asking about these, and hopefully you can see that they are, yeah, they're actually really useful. So yeah, there you go. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you all have a great evening. Don't pull a muscle or put your back out or anything, but for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Don't pull a muscle. I need to be less cheesy. No, maybe cheesy is a good. Not on Valentine's Day. Make sure you are cleanly, not cheesy. I don't know if I can put that in the bloopers now, can I? Is that disgusting? Too much? Moorlander EDC. I can't remember what this is. Because it's the language of love. I don't know, I did the weird lip thing. That I think that's what ladies do. I think. I don't know. Yeah. Hope you're having a good Valentine's Day, and as we say here in the Moorlands, I hope one is on a promise. Does that mean the same everywhere else if you're on a promise? It's definitely a UK thing. Comment below if you were on a promise and you were given as promised. Anyway, let's get on with it. Oh, I don't even need to. I'm already recording. Let's put it back in my pocket. Gober, Gober. You like to scuba? Do you scuba?